Hello everyone. Welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Academy. Welcome to the session on 25 to 2023. Let's quickly get into the issues. First most important one. Its center's call says Supreme Court on menstrual leave policy. Yes, there can be a essay question in different exams with respect to this. See, guys, you're all aware that, there was a debate going on where few people had asked for menstrual leave policy. Kerala had also proposed this. They will be implementing as well. Now, when we look at this, the case was taken to Supreme Court where it was asked, please make a policy where it is mandatory to give menstrual leave policy. But at the same time, few people are arguing that. So let us say there is a company X and that company don't want to give menstrual leaves along with other leaves. At that point of time, that company may actually not hire women because, if women are there, then the work efficiency reduces. And you never know, right? Different people will have different time periods. So if there is like, okay, 5 days in a month, okay, which 5 days? All those things matters. So the problem here is the menstrual leave policy has to be done by the government of India first. And once government does, if there are any issues, we will look into those issues is what the court is trying to argue. Guys, but just remember, menstrual cycles are also not so easy to be proven. Some people get with for 28 days, some people get for 1 month, some people get for 2 months, 3 months they won't get. So there will be a lot of issues. So we really never know about these aspects. So when we suggest something, the practical applicability of that is also very, very important because the cycles vary. Nowadays, you have issues of PCOD, right? Because of all those things, we never know when exactly the periods would be, and that may lead to some uncomfortableness in the woman as well. I'm just trying to tell you these are all different versions that exist. So if we can understand them while framing policy measures, it would be beneficial. Even with respect to ethics, there can be questions of this sort. CWC polls won't be held. Karge will choose members. Pro-Khalistan preacher's aide released from jail day after supporters clashed with police. See guys, I told you that in Punjab region there are certain group of people called as Khalistan group who don't want to be with India and they want to have a separate country of their own. Now when they want that, some of the preachers in that, especially Amrit Pal, who heads the radical Waris Punjab Day outfit. He always uses the language of secession and separatism. He always says we want to get separated from India. And this person's close friend was associated in kidnap charges against which he was arrested. But his supporters came in huge numbers. They attacked the police and then he was released. So the question is about maintaining law and order. Again, the issue should not raise because we have lost our prime minister already. Fine. So these are very, very important things. Now let us look at the most important aspect of today's newspaper, that is editorial news. Is here the problem with a return to Nehru is not required. not neutral. I just want you to know one thing is Russia has attacked Ukraine. Now, some people have requested that we need to have peace in the world. So Russia should withdraw forces. Diplomacy must be there. But some people are arguing, let us stop the war as of now. Wherever the situation is, let us stop the war. For example, guys, India took the issue of Jammu Kashmir, right? When you see India took the issue of Jammu Kashmir to United Nations, and by that time Pakistan had captured this much. Now Pakistan don't go out of this, and this has led to a fight between India and Pakistan. Now if you take Ukraine like this, the eastern side, almost one-fifth of Ukraine, is captured by Russia. Now, if you go for ceasefire, Russia has already captured one-fifth part. So, this will be like Russian ruled Ukraine, and this will be Ukrainian region. So, which is going to be a difficult path for Ukraine. So, Ukraine is not ready for talks as of now. Russia may be ready because it's been long that Russia is present in Ukraine, guys. So, in United Nations, when there was voting, right, almost 140 countries voted in favor of peace. 7 countries said what Russia is doing is correct. 32 countries remained absent, including India and China, indicating that we are not neutral but we support Russia in an indirect manner. Fine. Next is cyber attacks are rising, but there is an ideal patch. It's very important article. Every year, one mains question is mandatorily present about cyber attacks in internal security paper. So it's very important for all of us to study and read about it in detail. Every paragraph I felt was important. So I will tell the meaning of it and I will dictate, write the points one below the other. Fine. Write heading as cyber attacks. Below this case. You see, always we need to collect some examples. You see the way introduction is written. In the introduction, they have showed why cyber attacks we need to study now because of, like, what we call as the terror attacks that are going on. So the first example he gives is ransomware attack on India's premium institution, All India Institution of Medical Sciences. See guys, AIMS was recently attacked with a ransomware because of which there is a major problem that the world is facing. In India, when the attack actually happened on the hospital, huge data was taken, and to release the data, they were asking, like, huge money. Second, there was, like, another attack on Ministry of Defense, ammunition and explosives manufacturers. So whoever is providing weapons, on them there was some sort of cyber attack. Two examples to begin with. I want you to write, like, cyber attacks example, ransomware attack, ransomware attack on servers of AIMS, on servers of AIMS led to loss of 40 million health records. Second, black cat, black cat breached the parent company of Solar Industries Limited. So guys, next to most important thing today, whether it is banking system, digital payments, money, everything is in the form of digital, that is cyber. And when cybers are not safe, then all these systems and networks are not same, are not safe. Correct? So 75% of Indian organizations have faced such cyber attacks and has led to 35 crore damage, it seems. Remember what these people will do? They will attack, capture the data, and they will try to bargain. You want the data, then give me this much money, else I won't give the data. So they bargain like this and try to take the benefits. So this is where the problem actually is. Write the second point. Write the second point. 75% of 75% of Indian organizations have attacks faced attacks leading to 35 crores of damage. 35 crores of damage. Next guys, critical infrastructure, critical infrastructure like transportation, power, banking systems are vulnerable to state and non-state actors. Fine. Next guys, see guys, recently in Ukraine war, what happened? You know that today's war is purely on the basis of missiles. Now these missiles are controlled by computers. If I can hack the computers, then I can make the missile miss the target. Fine. So this is being done in Ukraine. Fine. Write down. Recently in Ukraine, recently in Ukraine, radars, radars, communication devices have become ineffective using hacking, using hacking and GPS jamming. Because in India, the organization that is present is Indian Computer Emergency Response Team, CERTIN. Fine. This is the most important one that we have, guys. Fine. So I just want you to write there CERTIN is the agency is the agency present is the agency present to deal with these issues. Next, guys, remember in India we have 3 lakh people working in this sector, and in US 1.2 million people are working in the sector, guys. So it's very important for us to understand this point. That is, when we look at this specific issue, when we look at this specific issue, we have almost 3 lakh people who are working, but still they are not enough to deal with the issue. Fine, you write enough staff is not present, enough staff is not present to fight against this effectively. Last point, when 5G comes into picture, when 5G comes into picture, then the crime further increases. The crime further increases. Next point, guys, is when we see center is trying to rename Aurangabad and Osmanabad, guys. Namings, they keep on changing and all. So that is there. NDA has changed the fate of Northeast in the past 9 years. Modi, this is all about the election campaigning that's going on. So not so important. Kidnapping case not required. India should offer wheat to Pakistan, says RSS leader. So they are trying to say that, like, Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu, all these aspects. Congress is calling for caste based census in India, guys, so that it will be beneficial to know which community is how much. Votes can be asked accordingly. Navy submarine docks in Indonesia. Guys, please understand this. Submarine is the one which will be present inside the water, and it is used mostly for war. And any country will not allow another country's submarine to come. But India's submarine is going in Indonesia because India and Indonesia are good friends. And if India is closer to Indonesia, we can also look at South China Sea, and we can try to, like, fight against China. Please understand this, guys. Indonesia is closer to South China Sea, and in South China Sea, China is dominant. Whenever submarine goes to Indonesia, India can observe Southeast Asia and counter China effectively. See, Chinese ships come closer to Sri Lanka. We were scared, but Indian submarines are going closer to China. So this is a very big thing. Please understand these aspects, guys. Some literature things are going on, guys. This is very important, guys. Birders delight. Bengal reports 489 species during count. Guys, Great Backyard Bird Count GBBC 2023 is going on, guys, where they are counting the number of birds that are actually present, and West Bengal has highest number of species. Then you have Uttarakhand, then Arunachal Pradesh, Assam and Karnataka. Fine. So please try to write this down. Great Backyard Bird Count. West Bengal has highest, followed by Uttarakhand and Arunachal Pradesh. Fine, very important. Naregas, over 40% of Gram Panchayats do not report digital attendance. So, guys, when they are not giving any type of digital attendance, government is not willing to give money, guys. US pledges to give $2 billion in weapons aid to Ukraine, right? So you can see US is indirectly involving in the war. China calls for Russia and Ukraine ceasefire, hits out at blocks in new position paper. Sri Lanka postpones elections. Yes, nothing else is so important. Fine. Thank you.